What started you doing this?
Looking at the back there, I started in '78, and the Redskins has a real deep down during that time, and the fans would just go to the game and enjoy one another, and there was nothing for them to cheer about whether you was winning or losing. And a friend of my family had season tickets, and they allowed me to go to one of the Monday night games in September the 5th, 1978. And he was a Cowboy fan, boo to the Cowboys, but he was a Cowboy fan. And I rented me a headdress and got me a Tommy Hawk, and I went to the stadium and I just chopped on him the whole night, and the fans loved it. And with the television I got, the guy, God bless his soul, he passed away in March. Crazy Ray, the mascot for the Cowboys, he passed away. And he saw the game with him being in Texas watching the Dallas here. So he wanted to know who was the Indian chief for the Redskins. And during that time, Ken Beatrice had a sports talk show, and they called in ABC to him and asked him and told him who was that guy. And they wanted to get in touch with him. He called it. Ray, mascot for the Cowboys, called the station and left his number for me to call in and get the number. And I called him, and he wanted me to come. He invited me down to Texas because he thought I was big as he was, and I was just at the game enjoying it. And he talked to me about coming down to Texas for that year we played Thanksgiving, which was the last year we played on Thanksgiving, and he kept talking, and I refused. I'm not going down there. I said, sir, I never met you. I don't know if I can trust you, and I'm going to Texas dressed like an Indian? No way. But he kept on after me and had Clint Merchant at that time on the team. Had his secretary to call me, and they said he wanted me down there, and they got to the point saying where they would invite me and take care of my expense and bring my family down. At that time, it was just three of us, and they brought us down, and it's been on with the Cowboys and the Indians since then.
And you've been friends with this man. God rest his soul, he passed away, but you became friends with him, didn't you?
That's right. At that time, became brotherhood and friends, and we would talk 2 and 3 times a week. And we made a lot of appearances together for as fundraising for the Boys Club of America. They had a program in Dallas called Love for Kids, and we all go, and they bring us in to entertain the kids for the benefit, for the banquet and stuff like that. We did a lot of that together.
And you went to his funeral. Did you speak at his funeral?
Yes. I spoke at they did a memorial service for him. They had the funeral on Thursday, and then all the interviews on Friday, and then Saturday, Mr. Jones had a memorial service at the stadium, and I spoke at the memorial service. And speaking at the memorial service, we had a thing where I spoke, as knowing him, and that was the first time I wore my costume because I didn't wear it to the funeral. A lot of people didn't even know who I was or who didn't know me. And so by me wearing my outfit at the memorial service, then everybody automatically knew who I was. So I spoke, I teared up, and I thought it would be fitting for me to take him. Somebody in the audience had a cowboy hat, and I took the cowboy hat and took my headdress off and put the cowboy hat on and hollered "Cowboys" as loud as I could. And then Pat Summerall was there sitting with the speakers. He said, "Why you start crying?" I said, "I had to put that cowboy hat on." It made me cry. But I was there for that, man. It was sad, but then Crazy Ray has been good, and he's going to be missed.
When did you realize that you were a bit of a phenomenon?
I haven't realized it yet. They're doing the same thing. They've been telling me, do this, you go there, I need you to help me out with this. Doing the same thing. And Visa had a thing about picking one of the fans from each team out of all the NFL. And I was nominated to run against the fans. And I was chosen as the #1 fan. And Visa flew me to Canton, introduced me into the Pro Football Hall of Fame as the #1 fan in January 2000.
Why are you a fan of the Redskins?
Fan of the Redskins fans. That's where I'm at. Because I see a lot of 3 and 4 generations with me coming back to the stadium. And that's what keep my heart pumping, because I feel like I took a picture with his son in '79, and now that guy is bringing his kids back doing the same thing, and they got to see the Chief because he got his picture when he took with me, then his picture take with me. So I'm in all the houses. So I'm the one that will go and circle, go up to the games away, and I don't go no more other than to Dallas. I'm going to Jacksonville next week, and Philadelphia in '83. They took care of me up there, so I don't go to Philly no more. They beat me up and all that. See, because it's
Tell
not
me a little
all
bit. I know that was a hard thing, but what? Talk to us a little bit about what happened there.
Just leading cheers in the stand, and the rest, the visiting to the section of the Redskins fan, because they don't put them in the same section because that too much noise will generate from that group. So they basically spread them out, and I'm pretty sure every home stadium do the same thing with the visitors. And I was walking around through the stadium, and a couple of guys came and snatched my headdress off and threw it to the section down below, and then they didn't want it, I don't want it, and they kept throwing it, and I threw it from the upper deck, and they attacked me. And the security got there before they did any damage, and they threw him out. A lady came down to assist me. She had a high heel shoe. She was working at a high heel shoe. Well, if I'd have had that high heel shoe, I probably wouldn't have got hurt. But then they put them out, took me downstairs, and sewed my costume up in the back. And after the game, I'm standing outside by the statue, waiting on the limo to come around and pick me up with the group I was with. And a van pulled up and stopped. The back doors flew open, and these two guys who attacked me inside, I remember, they jumped me, the two guys in the front. It was four of them attacked me. They broke my left fibula in my knee, disfigured my teeth. I figure I got about 30% sight in my left eye from that. And it's not about that. We can't talk about what the team's going to do. I'm not going to no physical cup with you. So I don't bother with Philadelphia no more.
How many times have you put this wonderful uniform on?
Ooh. I don't believe there's a way we can even count that.
How many home games have you been to?
I missed 4. I can tell you how many I've been to, but I know I missed 4. And that was through death with my mother, my father. And even though when I got hurt in Philadelphia, I didn't miss a game because the select service for the handicap sent me a wheelchair, and a van picked me up and took me to the stadium. And last year, I had surgery for my aneurysm, and the blood clot went down my leg and amputated my big toe. So, I didn't miss a game then. I still got a scooter, so half dead, temperature, whatever it is, you will never know it, because you, as 92,000 people, bring the best out of me. You all make me well. You think you the one doing it, but you know what? You helping me.
Was your mom and dad, were they football fans?
Mama was. Daddy didn't pay no, because we grew up he grew up as a sharecropper, so it wasn't no football on his mind. But after I got with the Redskins, then that was Mama's team. And I lived in Jacksonville, Florida. That's where I'm from. And so when the game came on, Mother, she didn't want to see the football. She was looking for me, her son. That's what made her interested in football.